Hello, my name is Shane Coopersmith, and this is the Week 7 assignment, Model Critical Thinking. I attend Alliant International University, and I'm under the Professor Vittoria Gali Tagnata. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Sorry if I did not. So my content area and grade level is going to be horticulture, and specifically 12th grade. That's because I just landed a full-time position as a horticulture pathway program teacher at Health Sciences High and Middle College, and I'm super stoked about it. So this is a perfect assignment for my soon-to-be class. The critical thinking strategy I will be using is critical debate. And the topics that are established is to be genetically modified organisms, also known as GMOs, in farming versus non-genetically modified organisms in farming, known as NGMOs. So, I chose critical debate and specifically this topic because GMOs are a highly controversial topic, especially in the world of agriculture and sustainability. And honestly, I am pretty indifferent about them. I don't really know if they're positive, negative, or non-effective to the state of our planet. So I figured that this would be a perfect topic for discussion for this assignment. So there will inevitably be many assumptions by my students regarding this critical debate topic. First and foremost, I want to define what is an assumption. So an assumption is a thing that is accepted as true or as certain to happen without proof. Okay, so an assumption is basically it's when someone thinks something is true or accepted, but there's not really proper proof to certify that idea. So my students are definitely gonna have some assumptions. Specifically, some assumptions my students might contain are varied. My students might assume GMOs hold no significance to their lives. My students may assume they have never eaten a GMO. My students might assume GMOs are a futuristic technology that does not exist. And just for the sake of the teacher who's viewing this, GMOs are basically talking about when scientists go in and genetically modify the seed of a plant and change it in however they want, whether it to be resistant to a pesticide, resistance to low water, resistance to sunlight, etc. So you go in and genetically modify the seed in the lab. Sorry for that little tangent. And then lastly, the last assumption my students may have are that GMOs change their genetic makeup, meaning GMOs change the genetic makeup of the actual organism who is consuming them, maybe being us humans. So, there are many branching opportunities. But first, I will discuss what even is a branching opportunity. So, a branching opportunity. Branching options are interactive forms of learning that challenges students to make a decision, and then they must present the consequence of making that decision. So, basically, it's a critical thinking skill that when you present a critical thinking topic such as critical debate to students, they are going to have to make a decision. And then based off of that decision, they're gonna have to defend their respective decision to another group. So this is an awesome form of basically incentivizing students to form an opinion, formulate an idea, and then discuss that with their peers so that they themselves can learn new stuff about their decision, and then also maybe come to a different realization about their decision. Then maybe they were wrong, or maybe they were right, and then they can skew or flip the ideas of the fellow group that they are presenting to. So that is what a branching option is. Next up, here are 3 branching options, and I'm going to explain why I chose these 3 respective branching options. So I'll start with the first one. Branching option number 1. GMOs are healthy for the planet. Why? Okay, I chose the branching option of students deciding if GMOs are healthy for the planet because it's a highly debated topic, and basically GMOs they help feed humans, yet it is not a natural process at all, okay? So maybe genetically modifying a seed to be more productive, meaning it yields a higher amount of fruits and vegetables. Maybe that's good for humanity in food consumption by weight, but there might be less nutrients in the actual tomato that is genetically modified. Or maybe making the certain tomato resistant to pesticides. That is good for farming because they don't need to use as many pesticides, but that might be bad for the accompanying insects and bugs that might need to use that plant for pollinating and for consuming, and they might not be able to consume the plant properly if it's genetically modified. So basically, there is a hot debate whether GMOs are healthy for the planet, and this is going to be one branching opportunity I'm going to provide to my students. Next, I'm going to pose the branching opportunity. GMOs are indifferent for the health of the planet, and why? So I'm going to have my students identify why they think GMOs are neither good nor bad, but simply negligible on our planet. And this is also going to be a great branching opportunity, as students will find that there are many assumptions based on GMOs. Some people assume that they are incredibly bad. Some people assume that they are incredibly good. So students are going to have to filter through what they deem is the correct amount of information and then come up with and defend why they think GMOs are indifferent to the health of our planet. Once again, this is going to be great because they're going to have to stand up against their peers who are going to have the critical branching option of GMOs are healthy for the planet, and they're going to have to defend why they are not exactly healthy or not exactly negative. And then lastly, the last branching option is GMOs are unhealthy for the planet, and why. So this is going into things that I already discussed a bit, but students are going to have to discuss why they think GMOs are not healthy for the planet. And what I mean by this is students are going to have to do some research, whether it's online, asking professionals in the field, researching on social media, finding credible news sources about why GMOs are unhealthy for the planet. There is a myriad of reasons why they are unhealthy, and they're going to have to come up with ideas as to why they're unhealthy. They're going to have to come up with defined points and then present that to their peers and have a critical debate amongst their peers about why GMOs are unhealthy. So those are three branching options, and now I will discuss what the critical debate situation is going to look like. So basically, when students are critically debating each other, I'm going to split the class of, say, 30 students into 3 equal groups of 10. And this is going to be an hour-long class period. Give each respective group 20 minutes of research time to defend their position. Then 20 minutes to formulate 3 key points about why they believe in their position. And then the last 20 minutes is going to be open-ended critical debate, where one representative from each respective group will go and present out loud in front of the other students why they believe in that certain position. So once again, that's going to be 3 equal groups. They're going to have 3 different chunks of 20-minute time intervals to research, formulate a hypothesis, and then present that hypothesis and critically debate it with the other students in the classroom. And this is going to create a very healthy debate over a very maybe healthy, unhealthy, or negligibly impactful discussion of GMOs. And lastly, for differentiated learning, here's how I will incorporate it into my lesson. Lastly, in order to best support diverse learning, a modification I'm going to add to this critical debate model is pairing students with different learning styles with each other. So what I mean by this is not pairing students based off learning ability, but rather by learning style. So some students learn better audibly, while some students learn better visually, and some students learn better like physically, with like touch, holding objects, etc. So what I plan on doing is pairing students who learn best audibly with other students who learn best audibly, pairing students who learn best visually with students who learn best visually, and pairing students who learn best physically by pairing students best with each other who are physical learners. That way I will be sure to create the best harmony within students and make it so that they can learn at the best of their own personal ability, not based off of their learning ability being their intelligence, rather the way in which they learn. So that is a small way that I'm gonna modify my lesson to best support diverse learning. And once again, this is how I plan on implementing critical debate into my classroom and specifically within horticulture 12th grade science. Thank you very much. GMOs versus non-GMOs is the topic to be discussed. And once again, my name is Shane Coopersmith. Thank you.